I doubt this is a song you chose.
I like the song, but my wife, it's one of the songs my wife.
Yeah. No, ya utlwala or e yona.
Yeah, and I think we've seen them live a few times.
Still standing, still strong, and they're still touring.
And I think much better human being and and just a better person.
Yeah.
Striving to be a better husband. That's difficult.
Oh, is it?
But a good father, I think.
Now you're preaching. Ari, come on, bring it. We're listening, David. David.
I make stupid mistakes sometimes, but I'm learning.
Are you?
I'm learning. And I think lockdown, which took almost everything from me, just from a live performance business side of things, being the majority of income, which was paying and funding my other dodgy small businesses that I was starting on the side and all along, all these years. Then I was forced to almost have 0% entertainment. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
And then go full on 90% on all these other business things.
Sure.
Right? That's one thing. And that came later, obviously, after all the crying and complaining and depression and whatever.
Depression as well?
Well, I think depression is the definition of depression is different for many people.
Sure.
Maybe being sad more than anything.
So sort of suppressed.
Suppressed.
Yeah.
And but sometimes when you have a gift or gifts, and you're not paying attention, you miss a lot of things. So I don't know about other people. So personally for me, the quiet and the silence and stay home.
Yeah.
No noise.
Yeah.
Just me and my kids, my wife. Now and then we meet at grocery lines with my girlfriends when it's my turn to go get supplies. That gave me time to actually pay attention and listen and hear things that I missed a lot of things in my... It's been since 1998 October, it's 22 years.
Yeah.
And the noise that comes with being known. I don't want to say famous. I always, by the way, I always tell people I'm not famous, so I don't think I'm famous. I think I'm well known. And I never thought I could sell papers until I saw myself in some headlines a few weeks ago. I didn't think I matter to that extent.
Sure.
Because comedy is not paid that much attention generally in mainstream media. Otherwise, you'd have lots of TV shows written by comedians, hosted by comedians, blah, blah, blah. Skumba is a breakthrough. It's almost a miracle.
Yeah.
I could have done 10 other comedians the same blueprint that Skumba had.
Yes.
Which I stopped because I was pouring my money into all these things I was doing for other comedians.
Were you thinking pouring money into those things you were securing your future?
No, I wasn't doing it for myself. I know that much. The last thing I was thinking is I'm going to get money back. Not with the other comedians.
Yes.
Right? But it's a learning curve, but I think it's also why I'm still here and how I could survive through lockdown without gigs to some extent.
Sure.
I think it's because of everything else I've done in the past.
You're speaking about something that I'm very passionate about, that, things that come easy to us, being your gift, being your talent.
We take for granted. Yeah.
And then there comes later on a rude wake-up call.
Yeah.
For you?
So
lockdown gave you that?
It's the 10%. So if you think of the concept of tithing, or giving away 10% of your salary, I've probably given away 60-70% of my money or income, or put it in things that were benefiting other people more than they would benefit me.
Yeah.
Some would still pay off. Some are still going to pay off. But at the time, I wasn't thinking 10%. I was just, I mean, I've bought people cars, Chief. I've done things.
Yes.
There's cars out there that have been in my name for other comedians,
sure.
For other people, or that I believe there was something in them, and they would get to a certain place. But the last thing I was thinking was, they're going to give me anything back.
Yeah.
Right? Then when you have this awakening, you also realize where you put stuff in or money in or time in is not necessarily where you're going to get your returns.
Yeah, okay.
There may be other people that are watching you do that.
Yeah.
That will then in return do for you. There's a few people obviously that will come back to you, but it's always at the most unexpected places, unexpected times.
Yeah. Was comedy at some point, and I'll give you a reference. And this is a chapter actually in my book. I'm talking about there was a moment in my radio career where I started listening to the Davids and the Ernests of this world to say, Chief, you work 3 hours a day.
Yeah.
And you have influence.
Yeah.
Come join us.
Okay.
Make use of your influence and then you can do better. Underline, better.
Yeah.
Meaning, it's not enough in their eyes.
Yeah.
And then because Linna, I haven't really fully accepted that I am a broadcaster / communicator.
Yeah.
I went with I can do better.
Yeah.
So I started investing time where in those ventures, basically fulfilling their vision.
Other people's ideas.
Ideas.
Yeah.
And what happened? The microphone suffered.
Yeah.
And it took a back seat.
Yeah.
For you?
So I put other people in front of me. So I put other people's careers in front of mine, if you want to put it that way.
Yeah.
Which I thought I was enjoying, which I enjoyed, the feeling of...
it's the most fulfilling thing ever.
Chris Mapani would call me, yo, come watch me here, yo, come see me. Then I'd go sometimes and he'd die on stage, right? Then I'd stop. Then Chris Forrest would say to me, hey, man, Chris Mapani was at this gig and he did well. And, okay. Then give him 5 minutes on Blacks Only and then a standing ovation of more than 3,000 people. There's no feeling that you can compare to seeing a comedian.
Or a bank balance for that matter.
Or a comedian nobody knows, has never heard of, right? Just destroy and kill, and you watch like thousands of people laughing, some to a point of crying and falling out of their chairs.
Yeah.
That's the feeling that I was getting. So it's also almost like an addiction. Like I can look at a comedian and tell you that I will help you up to a certain place.
From there you must fly.
I'm not saying I'm making you, but with what I have, I can take you to a certain level. Right?
So in other words, what you mean is you have finally accepted that David is a platform.
Yes, but I have to respect the platform and use it properly. Which is both talent and gift.
Yes.
I can't neglect it.
Yeah.
And think that it's always going to be there, but I wasn't nurturing it, and I wasn't taking care of it, and I wasn't taking care of myself. Then, again, you go from being David Gow alone, making all this money, then you have a David Gow with a fiance, then you have a David Gow with a wife, then you have a David Gow with a kid, second child, 3 kids later. You can't do things the same. The risks I used to take, I wasn't thinking how it's going to impact what I'll be doing 10 years from then or 5 years from then or, never mind in a pandemic. But in that craziness, there were some really beautiful things and beautiful investments and nice people that those things now are starting to blossom. It's amazing.
And, by the way, you just tuned in. This is David Gow, by the way.
It's David Gow. And,
Oscar House out.
Yeah.
And you think, no, it's him.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about it, and we'll keep on going back to the pandemic because it's something that we all have experienced and it's fresh. And not only that, it awakened us to a lot of things that we were taking for granted.
If you come out of this pandemic the same exact person, there's a lot of things you won't be able to survive after this.
Oh, yeah.
So for me, maybe the pandemic was just the hammer on the nail, but there's nothing anyone can do or say to me anymore that will make me feel I'm at my worst or lowest.
Yeah. And this is after 18 years, eh?
After 22 years in comedy, after being married 15 years in December.
Congratulations.
3 kids, my amazing family from Kronstadt and all over the country. Of all these things that have happened, the worst and some of the best, I don't want to say there's nothing I've been through, but at this point you can throw anything at me.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
It has taught us to be self-reliant, to be resilient, isn't it?
Yeah. So the weird thing again, so you go into lockdown and there's the false promise of 2 weeks, 3 weeks, okay, another month. Then you start going, So for instance, I think November 2019, I was performing at Charlize Theron's CTAOP charity dinner in New York, fundraiser.
So you went to New York?
Jay Roach, director of Bombshell.
Whoa.
Is there.
Slow down, like a rich man.
2018, we were holidaying with Kweku Mandela and Naomi Campbell in Mozambique after Global Citizen. So 2019 November, I was looking forward to an amazing 2020, right? And there was a Black Songly in April. So my plan was after that Black Songly, in and out of South Africa, between South Africa, US. And 3 weeks before that Black Songly in March, that's when fellow citizens and, I had agents and managers in New York now. And it was just, I thought 2019 was the worst year of my life. Let me put it to you that way.
And then 2020
happened, right? And a friend of mine, one of those people who come through for you, if I may mention his name, Semi Mashita. When 2020 was happening, and I think even he reached levels that he never thought he would see, and especially in the events business and blah, blah, blah. And he said to me, Chief, at least for you, in 2019, you almost had some sort of preparedness. Because for some people, 2020 was a surprise.
Yes. Right? When are you preparing?
No, Chief, I was letting go of my Range Rovers and BMWs in 2019 already. Kept one nice big family car for my wife and kids, selling this and that, but knowing very well that in a few months I'll be fine. So my thing has always been, even if I wake up with nothing tomorrow morning, as long as I can get people in a room and I can talk, I will always make money.
Okay.
That's then came with a recklessness of my previous risks and investments and the chances I was taking. Right?
Yeah.
The pandemic was the first time in my life, in 20 years, where I cannot put people in a room and talk and I'll have money an hour or two later. So up until then, I mean, I've never had a job since my last formal job was reception at Clarendon House in my res in UCT 1998. T-Bows room 244, please take your call, first floor, far side. T-Bows room 244, please take your call, first floor, far side. Sorry, first floor, far side. Then they come and swear at you at reception, the other student.
Because it's the second floor.
And then, me and Kagiso worked on the Fat Joe show.
Yes.
This is now guaranteed salaries.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I mean, we were making 17K a month in 2000. Me and Kagiso. On the Fat Joe show, the TV show.
Yes.
I don't even think for me that included the radio show. So I never touched money I was making from corporate gigs. I never touched the money I was making from my Toyota Tires adverts. I was just living on my Fat Joe money.
Yeah.
For many months, right? Then I couldn't be in the same place always. So if radio didn't work for me, because I was traveling all over and I was doing corporates everywhere, going overseas. So I've never seen a pay slip. I think at once or twice I may have asked my accountant to make a pay slip for me to show someone, but never worked for anyone, never been employed, except for the clients and the people I make laugh, especially the people that buy tickets, because corporates come and go. But the person who goes to CompuTicket to buy a ticket for Blacks Only, for a David Cow show, those are the people I work for.
True.
Right? They come to my space to listen to me.
Now, in those 2 years, did you wish you had a job?
I wished I had a job where I could work from home.
Yes.
Not just I had a job. I wished there was a salary somewhere every month that was paying for stuff, But here's the thing. So with all that, you think you are losing everything, you've lost everything, you don't know what's happening. I'd make those silly videos with my kids at home on Instagram. So all of a sudden, it's like either people remembered or I remembered that I've got more than 1.3 million followers combined. Then the odd call of, can you do this on air and online? And okay. But can you also just tweet it and then post? Okay, then that's a totally different invoice, easily 6-figure invoices for social media, right? Started playing golf like a madman. I used to, I wasn't joking when I say you try and play at least once a day. But there was a time I was playing 4 times a week. I was sponsored.
Why golf?
Unlimited golf. The people that I knew that I wanted to spend time with were almost never available, but they were always playing golf.
Not available for a meeting?
No, the meetings, it's a Joburg, it's a the
Let's have coffee.
They're not available for those things. But you start playing golf, you're spending 4 or 5 hours
with them.
With them. Basically.
And another hour at the 19th.
Yeah. Which then, as much as there's a 4-ball, there's golf days and so many people, as soon as you hit your ball, you are on your own, you are by yourself, and you've got time, almost in nature, and just think about things and take time, So the walk, you walk 8 to 9 Ks when you're playing golf. If your golf used to be like mine, 9-10 Ks could come out of your golf, because the other 2 Ks you're looking for your ball. I'm David Cow. You are listening to my top 10 at 10. Kaya 959. On the street. On the air.
Comedians in church. Kenneth Leshoro, you'll be the perfect candidate for this. Because on Alefatla, they'll take you seriously.
Well, I have to shave every 4 or 5 days, 5 days is a long time.
5 is a long. For the Fatla.
No, 5 days is a long. So I was doing shows in London, and then I used to think I'm bald over here. Then in 2000, I was doing shows in London, and I couldn't find a black barber in Hammersmith. So for a month, I went without a haircut. And then I realized I had hair like this. So I realized my hair, I'm actually balding that far, not just here.
Yes,
And, I was like 20 years old. And so I've been cheese-copying since.
Yeah, same here. Who would make the best comedian in church? I mean, Blacks Only is a platform. I'll give you a simple example.
It's church, to some extent.
It is, yeah.
It's church to some extent. And, you can talk or do a show for 2-3 hours, and you look at this couple or people that haven't laughed once, which I've been through stuff like that. And then the person or this couple walks up to you after the show and says, me and my husband haven't laughed in years. Thank you.
Sure.
From the same person that you thought
is not laughing.
Nah. So
they were laughing when you were not looking.
How it touches people.
Yeah.
Comedy, it's next level.
And that's what we love about it.
Actually.
Yeah, that's what we love about it. Because, like I said, it has the power to self-reflect, to make you self-reflect.
Yeah.
Which I think is one thing that church should be doing or should do for a person.
Of course. So
from your favorites, who would you put in church and where? Which church? I think Skumba Ko Shembe will do very well.
Is that the KZN one, all white?
All white.
Is he gonna wear all white as well?
He must. No capes. Okay.
I think Mojapelo, salesman, definitely is XCC.
Oh yeah. Yes.
You know, I was brought up Catholic.
Yeah.
And like I said, my grandmother wanted me or wished I could have been a priest.
Okay.
Know? And so the route at home was the Catholic school at home in Kronstadt, and then Mariasdal in Tweespruit, which was also a Catholic. That was sort of the route where everyone was supposed to.
Okay.
But I broke out and I ended up living with one of my uncles, Moses Kau, in Cape Town.
Yes.
And then he moved to Pretoria, then I moved to Pretoria. Then he went to Botswana, then I stayed with my aunt in Pretoria. You know, then I went to Pretoria Tech to do my little maths and science bridging for engineering.
Yes.
Ended up back at UCT doing drama.
Yeah.
So, and again, never wanted to be a comedian, never thought of being a comedian.
Yeah.
Myself and Kagiso Lediga, happy birthday to him today.
Oh, hey, Kagi. Filmmaker, Spike Lee.
We always wanted to make movies before we even knew we'd be stand-up comedians. We were already writing and coming up with ideas for movies. We met in Menchie's Corp in Pretoria, 95, 96. But we just wanted to make movies, right?
Do you think Kagiso will kill it in church? What's the difference between...
I think he will swear still. No, Kagiso will still swear in church.
Huh?
Not swear per se using F words, but if he has to be those priests who show me this body part and bring the doom, Kagiso will just put it as it is. I think, I've seen him all over the world. We've traveled like Finland and places that you never think. Me and Kagiso were once the only black people in a town in Finland in an entire festival for like a weekend.
But that's nothing new for you.
In Turku. No, that was my career.
I mean, that's how you started. One of 44 in Cape Town.
Me and black waiters being the only black people in clubs.
Yeah.
In lineups, you know, and here we are today.
Yeah.
I have to thank my manager Roddy Quinn and my business partner Black Songly. The irony of Black Songly is, if that white man didn't pay for it, it may possibly not exist because someone had to put up money for it in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it lost some money in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and somehow I said, I want to do a show for black people because I was stuck. I had all this material that I couldn't perform at my corporate gigs at the usual, 99% white audience comedy shows. And 2004, Mandela Theatre.
Yeah.
7:30, we did king size comedy show, 1,000 white people at the Mandela Theatre at 7:30 p.m. 9:30 p.m., 1,000 black people, same theatre, same town, at 9:30, the first blacks only comedy show.
Sure.
And then 2005, Convention Center, more than 4,000 people. People were sitting on the floor. It was weird. There were white people who were the first to arrive at the venue. And then it's been, I don't know, maybe 14 years of Emperor's Palace, being our home. And
I remember. I attended a few, but the one that is really memorable for me was I was there with John Perlman. John Perlman was sitting right in front.
Yeah.
And that's the night I saw Trevor Noah for the first time on stage.
I think I have. So I've recorded almost every comedy show I've done in my life, by the way, right? And I have those Trevor's first ever black song.
Oh yeah, he was wearing a grey suit
with cornrows.
Yes,
with cornrows. And it took my mother. I think the first time my mother saw me perform was 2007. So I went years where my family or my mom had never seen me perform because she lives in Kronstadt. And then you go home and people are like, so what is this thing that you're saying you're doing, this drama, or where are you going to work? And today here we are. Besides doing the Dome, almost 10,000 people in 2018, this will be our biggest Blacks Only comedy show after the pandemic, this next weekend at Empress Palace.
We'll talk about that in a short while. Yeah.
So you can imagine how, the I don't want to say the mind F that you go through from 10,000 people at the Dome in 2018 to October last year. We spread out 4 shows in 1,000-seater, but you couldn't have more than 500 people, so you have to do about 200 people. So now you're doing 200 people, a show in 1,000-seater. I must pay comedians 4 times. I must hire venue sound, whatever. That was October last year when we were sort of coming out of the pandemic.
Sure.
Then the new Omicron, whatever COVID strain came. Then December, easily 6-7 corporates gone, shows gone, blah, blah, blah. So you had this wave of up and down. And now, things have opened up a bit. That's why we're doing 2 shows, Friday, Saturday. And then we have a super music festival, which if you've received proof of payment, I'm hoping you'll be there on Sunday, the 15th.
I saw my name, but...
No.
I'm waiting for POB, Baba.
I'll sort it out. Look, I'm carrying a man bag here.
Okay.
I might just sort you out.
Right now. Thank you. Yes.
By the way, that venue we filled up is now a car dealership.
Whoa, yes.
That biggest dome.
It's a car dealership.
Apparently people come from like Polokwane to come and, with their whole family, to come and buy and pick up a car and pay for it right then and drive back in it, like a whole family.
Sure. Okay, you've already touched on the mega weekend that is coming up. CSA on stage?
One of my favorite comics. Absolutely, anytime, any day, anywhere. CSA at Tats Mtawelanga, Nkonzo.
Yes. Svisonene.
I mean, there's a video of his now from when he first did So You Think You're Funny, which is where we found him, myself and Bonke Shipalan. And that was, I think 2008.
Yeah.
And he won season 1, obviously. Kanye Sabuhunu was a contestant in So You Think You're Funny, but she never won.
Yeah.
Suhail Essa is, I started with Riyad Musa when we started, and like 20 years later, there's another Muslim fully qualified doctor comedian.
Sure. And like, this is Suhail.
That's Suhail Essa. And there's someone else I'm leaving out. So Suhail. Dylan Oliphant.
Yes.
Huge Manchester United fan. And right now he's in love with his new car that he just bought, and he tweets about it every day. Very, very funny young comedian, and amazingly bought a brand new car in the middle of a pandemic. So he must be really funny. He must be extremely funny to have done that. So those are the comedians lineup, and I might have a pop-in white comedian, as we always have a requirement in this franchise for the past 18 years. There has to be at least one white comedian on the show.
Oh, nice.
It's part of the deal for me to get all the other white-owned things that make the show, the venues, the computer kit, the sound, because we own nothing. The only thing I own there is just a sign that says
Blacks Only. Is it a fair assessment to say you are hiding behind Blacks Only for you to make your one-man show?
I've recorded some that I never released, and then now I will record my biggest one-man show ever and sell it to one of the streamers.
Because as I tweeted yesterday that you're coming onto the show, there's a gentleman who said his first DVD that he has ever bought
2008
was a David Gau DVD.
I think besides Barry Hilton, it was probably the first stand-up comedy DVD ever in South Africa. In 2008.
So, Mebra, I'm still on Charlize Theron. So, non Charlize Mebra.
So, Kweku Mandela was kind enough to introduce me to Charlize and
so la bloma la ring.
So, you guys will laugh. So, just before I went on stage, she came to me and she said, "This is a big deal. Don't F it up, okay?" That's the last thing she said to me before I went on stage. I promise you. Amazing chick. And
so buru or
no, champ. You can't even say water. You're saying water. You're saying water. You can't even say water. The waiter just looks at you. And the director of Bombshell was J.J. Roach, and he's like, "Dude, you're funny, give me a call, whatever." So this is November 2019, where now I'm seeing my future.
Yeah. In lights, Papa.
I'm seeing 2020, just after Black Song is the biggest show. It's always the most profitable. It's the Joburg one. It sells out. It's the first of the year in 2020. Fellow South Africans, the scientists have discovered, which means someone went outside and went, it is airborne, this thing. It is definitely airborne. Don't go outside. If you go outside, do not go as a couple. It's dangerous. At home as a couple, you are fine. If you go grocery shopping as a couple, you are going to die. Then we started going grocery shopping one by one.
One by one.
Then my wife will be like, dude, I need to get out of the house. It's my turn. So every 3 days, my wife and I would swap, going to buy bread and milk or whatever supplies.
So were you kissing and hugging because the directive was compatriot?
No.
You can't kiss and hug.
No, the beautiful thing about lockdown, I mean, I'm sure some married men out there even started having sex with their wives, because they were told 2 weeks. Then it was told 1 month, 2 more weeks. 2 more weeks, okay, 2 more weeks. Then 3 months later, the girlfriends have had to move back home to Limpopo because now the landlord is like, hey, chief, it's been 3 months here and the rent is... So lockdown was good for a lot of things, for a lot of people. We were happy. I would leave my phone facing up.
Yeah.
Not expecting anything because those problems, hey...
Hi.
Hi. Don't answer. Hi. Don't answer. If you answer, it can only be followed by, I need a favor. Don't answer. People were happy during lockdown. Kids were playing with phones and baking.
Hey.
My kids were baking with their mom.
I
wish I learned how to bake and how to cook. Because I don't cook. I mean, my wife does it extremely well, so I don't have to. Which is why I've gained maybe 9 kilograms since I met her, from 60 kilograms to 69 kilograms.
She's good for you then.
No. My wife is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Ever. I could almost put her on top of my career.
Sure.
And then everything else. My family... my kids, which I don't encourage people to have more kids. I don't understand why people are still having kids. There's enough kids in the world. There's not enough to take care of the ones that are already there.
Yeah.
Right? In general. If I could take care of other kids, I would.
Yes.
They don't have to be mine. But for someone to go out there brand new and say, Nami, I'm going. If you can take your sister's kids, your nephew, your nieces, for that time that you want them.
Yeah.
Go to a kid's party, bring a child, take them shop and put them back where they belong or back to their parents.
Yeah.
That's the best life anyone can have.
Yeah.
Once you have the kids, they are there, they're yours.
Yeah. 24/7, make it 25.
But a 13-year-old boy, 9-year-old girl, and a 4-year-old boy that, the other day, his feet were on my head.
Yeah.
2-3 days ago.
Yeah.
Sometimes he sleeps like this. Me and my wife and him, it's like an H.
Yeah.
Head.
Yeah.
Refuses to sleep on his own. If he falls asleep by himself, he still comes back 2-3 in the morning. No. So people must take advantage. Right?
Yeah.
Before they have kids, travel the world, go out there, see places, travel, and party, do life.
Yeah.
Once there is the mchana.
Yeah.
I've told my wife if a 4th child arrives, I'm going to run away. I've made it very clear. My wife knows. I have told her I'm gonna run away.
Yeah,
Gijafati, chief. When you are at Tibos. Banaway 3. My grandmother had 8.
I have 5.
And you have 5. And back then, the reason my grandmother gave me was, back then, black parents believed, what if the others can't take care of them or don't work out, And that was the main reason most black families were having so many kids, our mother's generations. And then we came with oh my God, we've got 2. I'm so done. I'm going for 2 is enough. But I think I want one more.
Yeah? We'll be right back. So the whole weekend, next weekend, is Blacks Only at Emperor's. So break it down for us.
So Blacks Only weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Emperor's Palace. Friday night, Saturday night, 8 p.m. shows, doors open at 7. Sunday from 11, 12, midday from DJ Zinhle, T-Bows, Lemon and Herb, Ammunition, Jaws, Frankie. We're going to have a party. You know, we're going to celebrate live. Frankie and Jaws have been DJing on Blacks Only. Jaws from 2005.
You'll be having Lemon and Herb there?
You like them? You know them?
Yo.
Carianda Soul.
Yo.
Yeah. That's Sunday. It's going to be a big party.
And you have the Majesty, the Queen.
You know, people have started sending her video saying, the video that I shot in my house of Zinhle back in the days, saying when petrol was 7.50. That's what they've put as a caption on the video. And, you know, I mean, it's going to be a big party. People can book rooms and stay at Empress Palace.
I advocate for that. If you want to have a good time.
You know, Friday night, Saturday night shows, Sunday party. Yeah, you know, don't have to drink and drive.
Yes.
No rush. Bring the kids, bring the family.
Even if you don't find accommodation within Emperor, there's so many around the whole the airport there. And so.
No. It's going to be a big party. Tickets already at CompuTicket. There's a venue called The Shed at Emperor's Palace, which is where we're having the
Super Sunday.
The Super Sunday, where they have like
that's the one that's outside
behind the Doriel Hotel.
Yes,
yeah. So it's covered, and then there's an outside area, nice food. You know, I'm looking forward to you being there.
Ah, lovely. I'm looking. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
I must just make sure I make that payment, and then you know, Blacks Only coming back after just over 2 years, at least to what it used to be. You know, although we still have to observe COVID protocols, half capacity of the venue. So we'll do Friday night, Saturday night, Center Court. People must just be there on time. You know, people will even start tweeting me and saying, we're here. So, I mean, I'm at the venue at like 3, 4 p.m. You know, so I'm not late. And I hate keeping the people that are on time on waiting for the people that are running late. Sometimes, yes, the logistics.
And 7 o'clock is a good time to start.
It's a good time to arrive. Someone will be playing some music from 7 o'clock. Get your drinks, settle in. You know, we take pictures between that 7 o'clock, 7:30. People arriving with other comedians. And then I want to start the show, man. There's so much to do, so much to talk about, and such an amazing lineup to come back to.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, man, thanks for Kaya FM for coming on board.
Of course. We are family.
You know?
You are such a great platform. I'm sure you smile and you pat yourself in the back when you see the phenomenon that is Trevor Noah. I'm sure you pat yourself in the back when you see the phenomenon that is Kumba.
I don't do that for myself.
I know.
I would wait for them,
but who else?
And I know Kumba definitely. I don't know how many times he says it. You know?
Every time.
Mojapelo tips, Swisonene. There's guys that publicly, almost everywhere we go, or before they introduce me on stage on their shows, and I'm happy with that. But I won't ever say I did this.
No, sure. No. Yeah, it's not even about that. Yeah.
But I'm happy with what I put in, or my contribution to where South African comedy is today. I wish I could do more, but my resources on my own were just not enough. I wish government would start doing something. You know, it's like I did everything with my own budget, but there was a budget from arts and culture or wherever, you know, the lotteries and yada, yada, yada. And it's unsustainable. Like, that's why I couldn't sustain it, or I had to stop at some point. At least with other people.
Sure.
Right. Because I was making movies as well, putting these guys in and spending more money on the films and the low budget films I was making to make them be amazing.
I
think I've directed, produced, written more than 30 movies that are on Mzansi.
Sure.
Probably every week or every 72 hours, one of my movies is playing on those platforms.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So, but it can be done and it can be bigger. And by the way, I don't think I'm even at my maybe 60% of what I'm going to do in comedy, for me personally.
Look, I mean, all we're doing is we're waiting for next week as a sign.
No. People must go buy tickets in advance. You know how many people tell you they're coming? We're coming. Yeah. No, we're coming. No, we're coming. And then there's some comrade who gets shot in KZN. Now they are going to a tombstone unveiling. When you buy a ticket, you are committing.
Yes. Commit.
They must commit.
Onalipina.
Likwela Tebza. My kids played, I think 2008 or 7.
Jan.
My kids play that song so many times. I mean, even my 4-year-old knows the song, can find it on iTunes and stuff.
We'll see you next week, ne?
I'll hope so. Come watch the show, whether Friday or Saturday. And
I'll
then
do the Friday.
Obviously Sunday.
I'll do Friday, and then Sunday definitely be there to jam, yeah.